Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. Today, we're going to react to the most overrated NBA 2K game. Wonder what that could be. Without further ado, let's check it out.
NBA 2K17 is overrated. There, I said it. Now, before some of you start.
Say it one more time for the people in the back. It's overrated. That's right. NBA 2K17 is overrated. Yes, it was arguably the last of its time frame before they went in that 2K18 route with the city and shit like that. The neighborhood and then the city. Before they went down that formula route, you had NBA 2K, which is good because back then because even though we could still play these games, we can still play the My Career story with this game, and then the rest of them you can't play them because the servers that shit. I'm sick, y'all. But the servers are down because they cut the servers off. I hate the fact that 2K does that. They cut the servers off after 2 years. They only give a game 2-year lifespan, and then they gotta go on. It's like, bro, you can't be mad because we don't like the newer games. You can't be mad at us for that. Fuck 2K. But anyway, so let's get right into this.
Start freaking out, let me be clear. NBA 2K17 wasn't a bad game. It was actually a somewhat decent game hampered by a terrible, terrible launch. And it foreshadowed the upcoming disaster of 2K18, as 2K was creeping closer and closer towards becoming a predatory game. So why is it overrated if it was a solid, well-received game? Overrated doesn't mean bad, it just means this game is remembered more fondly than it should have been.
Yeah.
On the game's Wikipedia page, it says the game was released to critical acclaim and is highly regarded as one of the best NBA 2K titles ever.
Bitch,
I disagree. And I'm not alone. Another YouTuber named Brave Vulture made an excellent video 8 months ago calling this game overrated, which you can check out in the description. And Dom2K, a popular NBA and 2K YouTuber, has called 2K17 the worst 2K ever on more than one occasion. So how could there be such a divide between actual players who lived through the game's release and the critics who gave it nothing but praise?
Listen, you got park players. You got My Career players, you got Pro-Am players, and then you got the casuals. The casuals will tell you, that was a pretty decent game. I like that game. It was pretty fun, you know. Ha ha. The tryhards, the fucking Hank the Tank type motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? These all these niggas that do the park shit, cheese and left right cheese and all that bullshit. They'll probably tell you hands down, this is probably the best game because of the dribbling. The dribbling was so fantastic in this game. They really need to go back to the dribbling formula here. Yeah, so that way you can left right, and then once you got enough space, shoot it. That's not skill, bro. You trash, bro. I hate niggas like that, bro. I hate over spammers and over dribblers, bro. That just do left, right just to get a quick shot off, bro. Shit is so trash, bro. That's why to this day I don't play park. Cause I know it's the same shit. And it's gotten worse over time, bro. Shit. I don't even play park no more. I honestly only played one Pro-Am game, but I think that was the most fun I had was playing Pro-Am. Play park. Fuck park. But anyways, though, man, yeah, it's just like that, bro. You got the casuals, then you got the tryhards, then you got the people that actually play the game just to, you know what I'm saying? I'm one of them people that play the game and try to understand the game, try to figure out the physics, try to see what I can do, what I cannot do, how the computer plays at certain points in time, on in certain type of situations and all that shit. I really try to break the game down, you know, to till I completely understand it. And then when I completely understand it, yeah, it's easier to break down, but then you start seeing all the flaws in it, and it's like, damn, all I had to do was this to get this over here, but then you still see the game will try to fuck you over every now and again. Oh my god, we don't even want to talk about the double team cheese. They didn't even fix the double team cheese on this game till like fucking January, didn't they? I remember. Don't y'all remember? I remember. The double team cheese was OD in this one, and it took them all the way to January to patch that shit up. Fuck this game.
Wikipedia articles don't tell the full story, and that's why I'm here. Here's why NBA 2K17 is the most overrated 2K of all time. Today, NBA 2K is a weird series. It's arguably as good as it's ever been in terms of game modes, features, graphics, and gameplay complexity, yet it's still plagued by gameplay issues that ruin the online scene, ruin the offline scene, and it's still using a predatory pay-to-win online model that has no business being in a fully priced game.
Blame the CEO of Take-Two. That's the one person we gotta blame, is the main person, the CEO of Take-Two. He gets a bonus from the microtransactions of 2K and GTA. That's why the microtransactions are heavy. That's why the prices keep going up. That's why they keep making shit OD. Because the CEO of Take-Two Interactive gets a bonus from microtransactions. There's nothing we can do. We can, like I said, bro, if we want to make change with this game, we're going to have to make NBA 2K do NBA Live numbers, bro. That's the only way we can save this company, bro. This game and this company, bro, is if we let them know, like, hey, we not buying y'all game till you do what we tell you to do. Remember, we have the power, people. We are the consumers. If we don't put money into this game, they can't do nothing. They're at our mercy. There's nothing they can do. Y'all gotta understand that, bro. I'm not saying this shit just because. I'm not saying this shit as a hater or nothing like that. I'm saying this shit because it's true, bro. Y'all gotta learn to be a consumer instead of a fanboy, bro. Fuck being a fanboy, be a consumer, bro. Because if we put a stop to 2K and all their microtransactions, the CEO has to step down. You know what I'm saying? If y'all niggas would stop playing GTA, then we probably would have got Grand Theft Auto 6 by now. You wanna know why we don't get Grand Theft Auto 6? Because you niggas still playing Grand Theft Auto, bro. Y'all niggas dumb, bro. Y'all complain about shit, but you keep giving them the money to do the shit, bro. Y'all niggas dumb.
Many. 2K17 is nostalgic. When modern 2K gets frustrating, you might think back to how awesome 2K17 was. It's easy to see how 2K17 has gained a bit of a misleading reputation in recent years as one of the best 2Ks. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the game, having fond memories of it, or anything like that. Everything I say in this video is my opinion, just like in all my videos, and you have the right to disagree. But I believe that 2K17 is actually a very flawed NBA game. Starting with NBA 2K11, the series hit its stride, and I actually think every title from 11 through 16 was an absolute banger. You can't go wrong picking any of those titles as your...
15 was a letdown. 13, going back and looking at 13, that shit was very, very cheesy. And that was the introduction of microtransactions. But it was very cheesy at the same time. But yeah, 12 was okay. The only bad thing about playing 2K12 now is you can't update the rosters to get the rookies into the game. You got to go through some mods or something to get the rookies into the game. Other than that, yeah, 2K12 is pretty much a game you can't really go back to. 2K14, last gen and the next gen version, both of them were solid. 16 was very solid. Yeah, so I probably say there was two little dampers in that time frame, but other than that, it was still pretty solid.
Your personal goat. But something changed when 2K17 released. It released in an unfinished state. For the first time in the series, the game felt rushed. Perhaps the higher-ups at Take-Two knew they could get away with it,
Yeah.
since they could always have the developers patch the game after launch to fix it.
Because
y'all had completely
stupid
destroyed NBA Live's reputation at the time, so it's not like players were going to play anything else.
Yeah.
There was a lack of competition. When people remember 2K17 fondly, they are probably remembering the final, fully patched version of the game, because if they were there for the game's launch, it was a complete disaster. At launch, 3-pointers would randomly count as 2-pointers, the scoreboard was glitched and would rarely work properly, the AI was not tuned at all, resulting in a ton of online cheese ruining the gameplay experience. Even playing offline against the CPU was horrible. The AI players wouldn't double team a hot player, they couldn't defend a pick and roll, they would dribble the shot clock down for no reason just to take a last second contested shot, they would step out of bounds with the ball, they would constantly take 3-second violations. Star players didn't play like themselves or stand out at all, and overall playing the CPU was just not fun or challenging, which may have been intentional to push players towards the ever more predatory, microtransaction-heavy online modes. Quick side note, I've noticed that today most competitive players of sports games act like you need to be crazy to play the CPU, and they never touch offline game modes. I don't believe that playing the CPU is inevitably going to be boring.
Yeah, that's just the motherfuckers that that's just them young motherfuckers that don't understand, bro. They didn't grow up in the PlayStation 2 era. That's really what it is. Anybody who says playing against the CPU or playing offline you're basically a lame if you do that. Those are the kids that were not born when the PlayStation 2 in the PlayStation 2 OG Xbox and GameCube era. Shit. Them niggas wasn't even around during the Dreamcast, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, Sega Genesis eras, bro. They weren't born around those times, so they don't understand why certain people will play offline, bro. And it's not to make you lame or nothing like that. It just is what it is, bro. Y'all young niggas just need to shut the fuck up and let people enjoy the game however they feel to play it, bro. Y'all niggas never played the PlayStation 2. Y'all niggas wasn't born in the PlayStation 2 era. So y'all don't understand. Y'all don't get to experience a game. You only go on a game to play with your friends. And then you make fun of people that do. Nah, bro. All y'all young niggas, bro, that be playing online with your friends and shit. Okay, cool. But don't come down on the niggas that don't like to play with people. You know what I'm saying? They just want to enjoy the game. It's all it is, bro. Let people enjoy the game how they choose to enjoy it. Don't try to make somebody feel down because they only play my career. I play my career. I don't even go to the park, bro. I already know what's waiting for me. There's no purpose, bro. Fuck the park. Fuck 2K online. I don't do that shit, bro. Shit is garbage.
I think this is a result of sports game companies no longer focusing on offline play, which leaves it in a poor state. If the AI in these games was focused on just a bit more, offline play would be a lot better, more engaging, and more challenging. Just like the AI in some of the best single-player video games outside of the sports genre. However, there's no extra microtransactions or money to be made in offline modes, so that's likely why these sports game companies focus most of their attention on online play. Older 2Ks were hard. Go load up 2K11 and play those Jordan challenges against the CPU. It's not easy. 2K17 was when the AI became noticeably worse. And it also was when 2K shifted their focus entirely towards online play. This was the end of 2K's offline simulation core NBA focus, which is what the series was built upon. Now Park and my team were all that mattered. And the servers. Oh man, it foreshadowed what was to come. It seems like every year at launch now, 2K servers just don't work. That all started with 2K17. That was the first game where servers were noticeably garbage and affected everyone.
No, that started in 2K10 going forward. 2K10 till now, these 2K servers have been garbage since then, bro. Like you didn't play the crew mode back in 2K10 and 2K11, bro. Back in those days, bro, 2K servers were fucking terrible, bro. You be lucky just to get into a game. Not to play it, just to get into it before they boot you out. Servers in the 2K10, 2K11, 2K12, 2K13. Oh my god, those were the fucking worst. It got better in 2K14. 2K15 was garbage. 2K16, it started out garbage, but once they made all their patches and got the game working right, 2K16 was pretty much flawless. 2K17, oh my god. Trash, bro. Trash.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? That's how I step on niggas. I step on these bitches. Step on shit like crazy.
Playing the game at launch. Loading times were awful. You'd constantly get kicked out of matches. Lag was everywhere. It was a mess. Online play wasn't balanced in the slightest. Everyone would use the Cavs or the Warriors in head-to-head, which meant you'd probably get cheesed if you didn't do the exact same thing. The park wasn't even changed from 2K16. Usually 2K would go all out, making a new unique park each year, but with 2K17, it was 2K16, but in the evening. Bro, what? Of course 2K17 sold great, was praised by critics, and 2K then had the balls to drop 2K18, the worst 2K ever, which I have a video on if you want to learn more about that disaster. And what's funny is that none of the reviews on 2K17 you find online mention any of these criticisms. At least today, sports games are in such an obviously poor state that companies like IGN are actually being slightly more critical than usual when reviewing them. But back around the release of 2K17, almost every sports game would receive high praise every year, regardless of whether the game actually deserved it or not. While some may think this isn't a big deal, I think it is, because the real story behind these games gets lost to history. It takes some effort to find actual critiques of this game from launch, which means companies know they can release unfinished games, and eventually only the final finished version is what will be remembered. 2K17 gave Take-Two the confidence to become a predatory publisher. That's what happened. Hearing all of this, how could someone call 2K17 a great game or the best 2K ever? How? Because that happens all the time. Again, this is all mostly my opinion, but with all of that evidence I listed earlier, how can someone just disregard all of that? If you bought 2K17 a bit after launch, after the bugs were fixed and the AI was improved, you probably had a way better experience. But even the final version of 2K17 was worse than 2K16. 2K17 wasn't all bad, as I stated at the beginning. It was still a solid game after it was patched and finished post-launch, but overall, things were obviously trending in the wrong direction. So what was good about the game? Gameplay, even post-launch, was just really bad because of the AI. But the graphics, presentation, and depth of the game modes were all still pretty good for 2016. A minor gripe of mine is Blacktop mode. That's the ideal mode to play with friends who come over for local multiplayer if you don't want to jump into a full game. And in 2K16 you had this pretty outdoor court, and all the players wore their in-game uniforms like an old-school all-star game. You know how today the players wear generic t-shirts and the court is super basic, boring, and usually untouched? That started with 2K17. Again, this was when 2K stopped caring about the offline player and wanted everyone to be playing online so they could spend even more money than the $60 price tag. So once again, what exactly was good about 2K17? My GM and my league were the deepest franchise modes out of any sports game at the time. And even today, 2K17's My League is still at least 10 times more advanced than Madden 23's franchise mode or NBA Live 19's franchise mode, to give you somewhat of a comparison because there's a lack of competition here. It was mostly the same as it was in 2K16, but it was still a great mode. The commentary and presentation were also the best out of any sports game at the time, and while it could get repetitive, again, for 2016 it was pretty good. Gameplay could be fun, the rosters were cool, but again, I just find it to be a downgrade from previous 2Ks. I would much rather play 2K16 than 17. I would rather play 2K23 than 17. But to be fair, I would probably play 2K17 over games like 2K18 or 2K20. As you can see, I'm having trouble giving this game much praise at all. This is a game that actually kind of bothers me, because I can tell exactly what Take-Two was doing. They were pushing the envelope to see if they could get away with less effort and resources put into the game, and it worked. It sold extremely well and encouraged 2K18 to happen. Luckily, 2K18 was trash and 2K19 was a decent recovery, but I don't think 2K has been the same ever since. If you like getting taken advantage of by sports video game companies, you probably loved 2K17 at launch. And while I won't go as far as to say the history of this game has been censored, it is definitely hard to find when the Wikipedia page and reviews from its release are nothing but positive. There's a cycle where people fondly talk about sports games from a few years ago. Right now, people are feeling nostalgic about 2019, before the pandemic, and I see a lot of NBA 2K20 praise. That game was also universally hated at launch, just like almost every 2K after 17. Are you truly fond of the game itself, or just the memories from that time period?
I don't remember.
I'll be honest,
I
the
don't
rosters
give
and
a fuck
teams
about
of
this game.
2K17 are nostalgic to me. Kobe Bryant is still in the game. Jeremy Lin is his teammate. Paul George was still on the Pacers. It was a different vibe, and it's cool to go back to. But if we're being objective, yeah, 2K17 was and still is overrated as hell. That doesn't mean you guys can't or shouldn't find any enjoyment in it, but I'm just trying to keep it real with you guys. This was the start of 2K's fall from grace from the eye of its player base, regardless of how much praise it received from journalists at the time. It was a sign of things to come, a warning, and honestly, the series is still plagued by issues that stem from 2K17. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, fuck NBA 2K17. That game was garbage, in my personal opinion. Very broken, very laggy. Just a shit game all around, in my personal opinion. But anyways, so just going to end it off right here. I will see you all in the next video. Tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. I'll get back to you till then. Peace out. Fuck NBA 2K.